Oh, g'day.
There he is.
What's going on?
How are you, mate?
I'm all right, man. What's happening?
Just working on my mow.
It's looking pretty fantastic, mate.
I reckon too.
Pretty fantastic. You got to be happy with that, eh?
I am happy with it. We did a little Movember catch up the sub, and I reckon I'm up there with the best.
Mate, I think it's good, mate. Really, really good. You got to be pretty happy with that.
Thanks, mate. I like the shirt.
Thanks, man.
What?
Like the Beastie Boys?
I do like a bit of Beastie Boys. Is that what?
I
Is that
like
an? I should know the. Is that an album cover? I should know the answer.
That is the album cover. That's the Check Your Head.
Check Your Head.
Cover.
Yeah, I should have known that.
Oh shit! There's paint on it. It's got paint on it.
Oh, it's got Lexicon on it. Oh, shit. I can see it. I can see the off-white dots.
There's a story. I just threw this on when I got home from work this afternoon, and there you go. It's got fucking Lexicon half on it.
Nice. Brilliant.
Oh,
you got a beer there, mate?
Yeah, I do. Look what I've got. I've got this Revel Nemesis Cold IPA.
Ooh. Wait, can you see? Can you put that a bit closer to the?
Yeah. What do you want to?
Just go that one up a bit. What down the bottom there? What's that logo you got there?
Which one?
Just the one on the left.
Yeah,
that one.
This one, the one at the top here.
No, I can see that one. That one, I can't see that one. What's that one?
This one here. That's the Rockstar Brewer Academy logo there.
Wow, that's cool.
So this is the beer that Maddie and I brewed a few weeks ago. I have not tried this beer. I picked up. I was down the Goldie yesterday, and I picked this up on the way back. Went through Revel River Makers and picked this up, and let's see what happens. Well, it smells great.
I like the can. That's fun.
The logo's great on it. Fucking clean glass. Please be a clean glass.
Oh shit! I got the screenshot ready.
I tried to pick it. Okay, if I spin the glass this way.
Oh no.
Oh. It looks clean.
It doesn't look that clean, mate.
Oh my God, I'm so terrible with glassware. Anyway, let's try this beer. Oh yeah. That's pretty good. That's enough. That's enough to make you fail no hop November, mate.
Well, we'll get to that. But is that the end of it? Is it? What are we working with there? It's not an IPL, is
it? Cold IPA. So when Maddie and I decided to do this beer, we've got a bit of a history of doing real fat IPAs that sort of come and go. So our first one, we did the Brute IPA. And then we did the TDH Hazy IPA.
Yeah.
So that was basically
a lot of dry hop in that one.
No. What do you think TDH means?
Oh, DDH? TDH.
No, TDH, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said DDH.
No, yeah, TDH. What do you think that means?
TDH?
Yeah.
Triple dry hop.
No.
All the fucking dry hop.
No.
Oh.
It's twice dry hopped.
Well, how's that different to DDH?
Well, this is the thing, right? So, okay. So, DDH beers, what does that mean? What does the acronym mean? Double dry hopped. Okay. So, does it mean, so if it's double dry hopped, is it dry hopped twice the amount or on two occasions?
Two occasions.
Right. So, it's double dry hop because it's dry hopped on two occasions, right? Well, that beer was a TDH. It was twice dry hopped. So it was also dry hopped on two occasions.
So it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
This is exhausting.
It's fucking innovative. Innovators, Maddie and I.
All right. Well,
anyway, so cold IPA, right? So we'd spoken a bit about the style, and obviously Maddie pretty much taught me how to make lager and that sort of thing. And so we thought we'd try this cold IPA, and he said, "Isn't it an IPL?" And I said, "No, it's a cold IPA." So there was a Master Brewers Association of the Americas webinar about it, and I got up at 3:30 in the morning and watched it live with the two guys who invented the style, and they got asked that question: Is it just an IPL? So, what's unique about this beer? It's very, very pale beer. It's hopped like a West Coast IPA. It's dry hopped like a West Coast IPA as well. But it's fermented with lager yeast, but the lager yeast has no temperature control on it. Right. So basically, we just pitch the yeast at 12 degrees and just let it rip. Just goes where it goes. So this one came in at 7%. Is that 7%? Yeah, 7%. So 16 Plato is where they usually start. And what did we put in this? So this is a few Aussie hops. I think it's got Galaxy. It's got some. I can't even remember. The three.
Eclipse.
Eclipse is in it. Yes, there's definitely Eclipse in it. And the malt base is basically just pale malt, Pilsner malt, and corn.
No Wyman?
Just local domestic Pilsner malt.
Okay, very good. All right, well, it's time for my beer.
What do you got?
I want to send a message to our supporters about No Movember, or to my supporters, and my fans, my comrades, the people who've supported me, the people who've backed the project. I would give myself on this whole project, it's the 24th of November, I would give myself a B+. Okay, I'm not asking for other people's reviews, but I would give myself a B+. It's been tough. Okay. But my message right now is fuck No Movember.
What?
Okay.
Mate, we're
fuck No Movember. You heard it here first.
All right. So what do you got there?
All right. I got Troposphere.
You didn't last fucking 3 days anyway. So
I didn't. Troposphere.
Oh, I love that beer.
Strata and Galaxy hopped IPA because fuck No Movember. And my glass is dirty because
show us.
I learned from you. I'm about to find out.
Show us how dirty that glass is.
Let's have a look. I got a brand new computer. I really don't want to spill this. Oh, it's pretty dirty.
Is it?
A lot of unnecessary bubbles there. Shit.
Yeah, you're fine. That's fine. That's perfect pour, mate. Perfect pour.
Not bad, huh? Little Home Guard logo on there while we're doing the logo thing.
That glass is only reasonably dirty.
I mean, I just chuck it in the dishwasher. I guess look at that.
That's what I do.
It's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, it's all right. There's a few little bubbles clinging to the side of the glass.
Oh, hops.
Oh,
it smells
You know what? I'm yet to have a shit beer with Strata in it.
Yeah, Strata is
such a good hop. It's just my hop du jour at the moment. I've done a beer. One of my favourite styles of beer is New Zealand Pilsner.
Yeah.
Have you ever had one of those?
We've got one of those at the moment, yeah.
Oh, have you? Yeah. I just did one with the Froth Rockies, and it's amazing. Still fermenting away, but it's just phenomenal. I am so happy with this beer. It's just got basically a shit ton of Nelson Sauvin and a little bit of Strata.
Nice. See, I thought my No Movember mission, which I gave myself a B+ for, look at that glass is pretty good. Look at that. There's not a bubble on that. It's actually quite good. Would rekindle my love of lagers and pilsners and that kind of thing. It didn't. Fuck lagers.
Now, lagers are good, but you've got to mix it up.
I couldn't do it. Well, I mean, I don't know. I had a couple. I didn't like them. So what do you do?
We just haven't found the lager that you like yet, mate.
All right. Anyway, it's good to be back. The hops are tasting good.
That's good. Do you think you've recovered from your lupulin threshold shift?
To be honest with you, I cheated a little bit.
What, a no hop for November? We know that.
Yeah.
It took you like the 2nd of November. You were fucking done.
But in my defense, the 2nd of November is Black Hops' original birthday. So that date, you need to have hops on that date. 6th of November was Brisbane birthday. Then we had the Zapico launch of ZZ Hops. I can't not drink a beer called ZZ Hops.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit that got in the way.
All these beers have come out. It's like your Home Guard thing came out this week, didn't it?
Yeah, and this was in it. The Troposphere was in it, and I haven't had this yet. And I haven't had Afterburner, which is also the red IPA, which has obviously got a fair few hops in it. So I've done okay.
I'd heard that in your Home Guard pack that whoever subscribes to it, what they get like a few of your seasonal beers that are coming out at that particular time, but they also get what's super fresh off that happens to be on the line that week that you pack it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a good idea because we kind of when we started, it was kind of like let's focus on fresh beer. But then as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, and like all your beer's going into Dan Murphy's, it's kind of like you can't go on and on about how fresh it is when you kind of make it a month before and you lose control over the freshness. So
for sure,
yeah. So they get a 4-pack of. This is turning into a bloody whole sales pitch this episode, Hendo.
Oh, I'm just curious about it. That's all.
Yeah, I thought fresh.
If I should subscribe,
whatever's latest off the line, 2 4-packs of whatever's latest core range off the line. 2 4-packs of the monthly or the bi-monthly limited, and then a mixed 4-pack of beers made just for Home Guard or for the tap rooms if there's enough spillover. Like this is in the tap rooms at the moment today, but there's not much left. There's only like 8 cartons left or something because it all went to Home Guard. And this should be fresh as shit. I think it was November. So yeah, so it's only 3 weeks old.
Great beer.
Yeah.
Such a good beer.
Yes. So I've got a bit of a structure for today's episode because we've had a bit of activity.
What's been going on?
Well, did you want to say anything about the last episode with Revel? I thought that was bloody awesome. I'm a bit biased.
I think Flex and Matty just great people. Hey,
yeah,
they're
that
just
was very cool.
Such a good story behind the brand. Great beers. You know, growing business, growing brewery here in Southeast Queensland. I think they've got a great future ahead of them.
Agreed. I think it's awesome what they're doing, and it's good. They were really fun on the show. I thought giving me shit about wearing the red flannel that hurt, and I've been thinking about that a lot. I thought that was unnecessary.
Have you lost a bit of sleep over that, have you, mate?
A little bit, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I've spent a lot more this week on the brew deck because of that stabbing remark. Let's put it that way.
Working through the pain on the brew deck with your red flannel on, trying to make it count.
Yeah. You've got a Lexicon update?
Yeah. Actually, I was over at the apartment today. The stone bench tops went in today. Let me see if I can show you a photo on my phone.
So this apartment is, once you're finished, you're moving in, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Which is what, a month away?
This month's a big month. It's going to be huge. So, there's heaps happening. Oh, here, look at this. Right. So that's the stone bench top.
Oh, nice.
That's the stone bench tops on there right now.
Very nice. Bit of Caesar stone activity going on there.
Yeah. So it's like that white sort of
I know it.
Concrete sort of looking stuff.
Yep.
There's the induction stove there.
I like that. What's going on behind there? Some tiles.
Yeah. So so basically the way that it works is the stone bench top went in today. It needs a few days for it to actually settle and level. And also the sink is one of those underglued sinks.
Oh, yeah, I like
let the glue dry.
Yeah.
And then so on Saturday, the tiler is coming in. And he's doing the tiles on the splashback. So it's going to be those white subway tiles with grey grout.
Don't say white like it's just white. What sort of white is it?
It's not Lexicon. I don't think you can get tiles in Lexicon half or quarter or anything.
So
it's just a gloss straight up white, but grey grout. So you'll see like the lines between the tiles and that sort of thing.
Okay, so it's just white. You didn't even have a choice of the color of the tile.
No, because the thing is that the floorboards are the thing that's going to make the color like really pop, basically. Yeah. So if you sort of, let me see if I can find the bloody, I don't know. You can see that there. I took some of the floorboards out of the packet there.
Oh,
And I just laid them out there just for a bit of a practice run.
That looks awesome.
And so that's kind of how it looks. Shit in the fucking thing there, but that's going to be amazing when it's done. So yeah, this week is tiles. This Saturday, myself and Adzi and Duncan. I actually have. Would you believe I have two friends called Adam Shell, SCHELL?
Oh, really? Yeah, I wondered.
Yeah.
So the Adam from the Homebrew Club, is that the same Adam we've been talking about the whole time?
No,
different.
No, that's Adzi from Helios.
Yes. So we're talking about a different one.
Yeah, different Adam Shell. So
okay.
He used to be sales rep for Dan Rickard over at Caliber. And you'll actually catch him on the odd Saturday working up at Spiro's up in Paddington at the bottle shop there.
Oh yeah.
And I love them both equally, both Adam Shells. They actually have their own Facebook group called the Adam Shell Group or something. And they're actually related, I think, through their grandfather or great grandfather. Anyway, Adzi will bloody post on the Facebook group and clarify for us. But so yeah, there's I have two friends called Adam Shell, both here in Brisbane.
That's interesting. So so one of them gives you free beer and the other one helps you renovate your apartment.
They both give me free beer.
Where did you meet these people?
I've got friends with beer.
That's why you're called the boss, Hendo.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So Lexicon.
So anyway, so I painted. I also painted the. That's where I posted that photo on the Facebook group. Which, if you're listening and you haven't joined the Facebook group, you go to facebook.com/groups/boss and the brewer. And I posted that photo last.
We should say the Facebook group is significantly better than the podcast.
Oh, so much shit posting.
A lot of shit posting.
If the shit posting's gone up this week, hey.
If you somehow come across this, just don't listen to the podcast anymore and just join the Facebook
shit
group.
Posts. Yeah, exactly. So I painted the lounge room living area on Saturday, just smashed out a quick couple of coats there. And that's actually the first full room outside of the kitchen. So it's the biggest room in the apartment that I've painted. Super stoked.
So you're cutting in there and rolling and all of that action?
Cutting in and rolling and that sort of thing. And I've got all the brushes.
Yeah.
I've got the sash cutter, the wide cutter. I've got a special paint for gloss enamel, which is shit. So I threw it out because it's shit at gloss enamel. You gotta spend good money on paintbrushes, definitely. And so it's looking really, really good. So this Saturday, the old bathroom is coming out, which I'm shitting myself over because I have to get a jackhammer out. And I wrote a letter to my neighbours downstairs, said, "Soz, not going to lie, it's going to get really noisy on Saturday, the 27th or whatever it is."
Won't take long though, will it, to get through a few tiles?
It's not tiles, it's the bedding underneath the tiles as well.
Shit.
The whole thing's coming out. Yeah,
wow.
Bath's coming out, everything's coming out. So that's happening in the same day as the tiles are going in on the splashback. And then on the 1st of December, the tiler comes back. And then the following Thursday, which I think is look at this project management happening. Yeah, 2nd, the electrician comes in.
You got a Gantt chart there or something?
No, it's all in my head.
Okay.
And an Evernote. That's it. And so next Thursday, the electrician's coming in to put in all the new light fittings and PowerPoints and lots of things like that. Light switches, all that sort of thing. Hook up the dishwasher, all the ovens, the
induction stove,
the induction stove, all that sort of stuff. So he's doing that. So that's going to be that sort of all ticked off. And then the rest of the paint will have to get done. And then my brother is going to be up following weekend, which is going to be the 4th and 5th of December. So we're either going to paint or we're going to put the floorboards down. Hopefully I'll have the painting done by then. So
yeah, that'd be good. Floorboards will change the game.
Yeah. So the floorboards have to go in before the 20th, because on the 20th, the check measure for the built-in wardrobes is happening. So there's all this stuff that's all on the critical path, Right. So
that's why I wondered if you had a Gantt chart, because it feels like the sort of thing you'd have a Gantt chart.
Like I said, it's in my head.
Okay.
My head is the Gantt chart.
All right, that's fair.
Right. And I think once that's done, once the floorboards are in, I think I should be right to move in.
So you reckon by Christmas?
I don't see it being a problem being in before Christmas, but I'm not going to pull the pin on this place until I feel comfortable with it. My lease only goes here until the end of January, so I'm not really fussed anyway.
Oh, that's perfect.
But yeah, so it's pretty close. So yeah, so I think I should be moving around Christmas time, I think.
Very good. All right. Well, I mean, I know the people who listen to this, the 12 who listen to this, are very keen for renovation updates, so they would have appreciated that. And
do you know what I was going to do the other day when I was painting? Instead of posting the photo, I was just going to set up my phone and just live stream into the group.
Yeah,
just me painting.
Definitely should do that.
Hey, I'm painting Lexicon half. Ask me anything.
Yeah, you should. Please do that. You got some more Lexicon to go around?
I've got another 10 litres. I'm probably going to need a bit more, to be fair.
Right.
So
I think you should do that.
All right, I might live stream into the bloody Facebook group, and
Yeah.
I'll take the iPad in so I can read comments, and people can just shit post comments whilst I'm painting. Keep me company. I don't care.
That's great. And that's
the only thing is though, is I won't be able to play. Like normally I have some music playing. So either it's usually some progressive house or Tool or something like that. So it's a very eclectic taste in music. But you can't play music on live stream because you get banned. So I'll just
you could maybe have your own music in your AirPods or something, listening to that, and then people could just watch.
If people just post comments, I can read them and then just answer and paint and talk and shit.
Okay.
So
all right. And that's why the Facebook group is better than actually listening to this podcast, because that's the kind of quality content you can expect.
Yeah.
Right. In today's episode, I thought it would be good. Actually, this is not my idea at all, so I should not claim this idea. But
all right.
Are you familiar with the Kevin Kelly 1,000 True Fans concept?
A little bit, yes.
Okay. So it's basically you kind of get your own thing going. You only need 1,000 people to like what you're doing, and you can turn that into something significant, like a business or whatever.
Yeah. How far into that are we?
Well, we're not very far into it, but the concept is what I'm getting at. So,
right.
So what we're going to do for us is the 12 True Fans.
That's a great idea.
So that's the Boss and the Brewer equivalent of Kevin Kelly's concept. So that's our idea.
12 true fans, or multiples of 12. I'll accept multiples of 12.
Oh, okay. Well, we're still pretty closer to 12 than 24, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah, what about when we get to one score? Because you know what one score is. You know how much one score is?
I do not.
That's a dozens, 144.
Okay, well, that'd be nice, but we need more to turn this into something real. But
yeah, that's fine. But as long as it's in multiples of 12,
okay,
I think it's fun.
Maybe we should count, like put a progress thing in the group of like the subscribers in multiples. The problem is I don't have very good stats. But anyway, the point of this episode is we're going to go through our stats.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know any of these because I don't think you've ever asked me unless you've seen them.
I just know it's 12.
Well, the answer to every single question is 12. I'm going to quiz you on all of these things.
Oh, shit.
And
really?
Yes. And you're going to have a little guess, and I'm going to tell you how far off you are.
Okay.
Now, the reason this came about is, well, first of all, the 12 fan thing came about because we had 12 subscribers to our email list, right?
Right.
I got an email today. The only email I got on the bossandthebrewer@gmail.com, if anyone wants to send us an email, because I just get spam. And this one email that was a legitimate email, it was a reply to someone who subscribed to the email list.
Mm-hmm.
So when you subscribe on bossandthebrewer.com, you get an email back to you from Mailchimp that says, please confirm your subscription.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to double up.
You got to opt in. Yeah,
exactly. So the only email I got today, and by the way, when I say today, I only check this email once a week. So since the last episode,
okay,
it was from Sonia, and it says, Sonia Leslie, her name is, says, wrong person, please remove my address.
Oh, well, easy come, easy go, isn't it?
And I didn't remove the address.
You didn't?
No, she opted in. I double opted in for her, so she'll get her emails.
dear.
Okay. All right. With that in mind, today's episode is brought to you by, we don't have sponsors because we only have 12 fans, but Paul Simpson posted in our Facebook group and he says, so next week is episode 10. It's not actually because it's episode 11, but wait, no, fuck, it is episode 10. Okay. Just editor will edit that out.
Are we going to do something special for episode 12?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think so. Let's think of it. Let's put it in the group. It's got to be something involving.
Yeah, well, let's say, should we do something special for episode?
We could
12?
live stream it while you're painting.
That's not a bad idea. On a Wednesday night, I'll have a couple of beers and paint.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll come up for that. Yeah. That'd be great. All right. So next week is episode 10. Simpo says, I know you laugh at the 12 listeners, but can we have a deep dive into the stats? I'm keen to see the growth of listeners, downloads across each platform, Apple, YouTube. I like that he says growth. That's a nice that he says that. Would be great to see the week-on-week growth and engagement from 1 to 10. Yeah. Being part of the audience, I felt the growth each week, and I feel there is a positive message here for anyone wanting to start a podcast that may be procrastinating. I like that. That's true.
Well, that was me. That's why we're doing this podcast, is because you've been pestering me for years saying you should start a podcast. And the only way I started a podcast was you started the podcast and we do the podcast.
Okay. Well, this is a good positive message then. So that's great.
Yeah.
But yes. So Simba says, just start. People will listen, even if it is all 12 of them. Nice work, gents.
That's nice.
That is good. Now, the stats, I'm going to, and I do have news and fan questions as well, depending on how long this thing goes for, but let's get to these stats. So I'm going to quiz you, Hendo, and you're going to answer these questions. So first up, how many, and by the way, when I set up the podcast, I didn't set it up so we could count the downloads ourselves. I just figured like people don't do that anymore. So Apple give you stats, Spotify give you stats, and the other platforms do, but I don't know if anyone's using anything else. So
there's no aggregator for the.
As far as I'm aware, there isn't. There probably is. I didn't do that much research on it, but yeah. So these stats for the podcast are just Apple and Spotify. Okay. So the first question is total podcast downloads.
Okay, so I could probably run a few numbers here. We've got 12 subscribers.
Correct.
We've done 9 episodes so far because we're recording this one. So 12 times 9. Oh, that's about like 96, I think that is. Gonna take a stab in the dark to say we've got a few more than 12, probably some sort of multiple of 12. Let's say one score of subscribers.
One score, 144.
Yeah, 9 episodes. Let's say 960 downloads.
Oh, okay. The correct answer is 2,289.
Well,
it's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah,
it's total, but that's pretty good.
That's good.
All right. Per episode average downloads. And I kind of, to be honest, I didn't average anything. I just looked at it across the board and I kind of thought, okay, it's about that.
I'd probably say maybe around 100.
250.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
That's pretty good. I think the thing with podcasts that I've noticed anytime I've done a podcast is the stats, like they seem low, but like the impact is high with podcasts. Like at the Indies, I bet you when we go, are you going on Thursday night?
Fuck yeah.
I guarantee you people will mention this podcast when you see them at the Indies. Multiple people will mention
Let's high five people. We'll take a photo and we'll shit post it on the group. And
we will shit post it. Yeah, but that's the thing I mean. Like it might only be 10 people watching it, but it's it's the right people. So
yeah,
that's cool. What you got?
It's everyone who counts. Yeah, I've got another beer there. That cold IPA didn't touch the sides there.
You smashed that.
Oh, so what I've got here, I'm feeling it too. It's fucking great. I've got the Revel Pavlova sour.
Well, there's a lot going on with that label, isn't there?
There's heaps going on. There's like a bunch of lips with a straw going into a Pavlova.
Interesting. You're getting the Pavlova aromas off that?
Yes, passion fruit.
Bit of passion fruit, bit of coconut, sponge cake, that
peach.
Kind of thing. Peach.
Not much like, it's more meringue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how you put meringue in a fucking beer.
Just shove it in there. Dry hop, I'd suggest.
Whipped cream. There's a little bit of whipped cream going on.
Is it a nitro?
No, I don't think so. No, it doesn't. Definitely not pouring like a nitro.
No.
Nice beer. I don't normally drink a lot of sours, eh?
Yeah, neither, to be honest. We just bottled our first AWOL bottled beer went into bottles yesterday, and we bottled another one today, so we're sending them all. We borrowed the bottle machine from Currumbin Valley, so shout out to those bloody legends.
Yeah, they are.
Because we don't have a bottling machine, because we don't put beer into bottles, and when we did have one, we gave it to Currumbin Valley. No, we gave it to Kombucha guys, and now we're borrowing theirs, so sharing the love.
Well, the world goes around, mate. It swings and roundabouts.
Yep. All right. Now, most popular episode and how many downloads?
Well, that'd be the Mazen episode, definitely.
Correct.
And I'd probably say 600?
400.
400. Yeah.
That's pretty good, though. It was early on. It was our third episode.
We can't turn this into the Mazen show, though.
I know that.
Like, love Mazen. But it was like a once only, maybe once a year thing.
Not once only. Come on.
Once a year?
Once a quarter?
Once a quarter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once a quarter. But I think people like the guests. So
absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I like how we mix it up a bit.
Yeah, mix it up. But if we are going to get more guests, we'll get more people like Mazen who want to fucking stir shit up.
Absolutely. Let's find a guest tomorrow night when we're mingling at the Indies.
Love that idea. Love that. We should, whoever does really well at the Indies, we'll interview them next week.
That's going to be Range.
Yeah, okay. We'll interview Range.
Yeah, righty-o.
Awesome. I don't really know those boys that well. I kind of know them from the festivals and that, but
Oh, they're lovely.
Yeah, they seem very nice. And I've met them a little bit, but I'm not like best mates with them, so that would be good. Right. Now, the original this is not the most impressive stat, but not including Sonia, how many Mailchimp subscribers do we have?
I think that number is going to be low because we're not really communicating on email.
We haven't sent a single email.
I'd actually say that's probably going to be 12.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's 23.
Oh, it's nearly double 12. 2 lots of 12.
It's almost, yes.
Okay. So if you haven't subscribed to the mail list, please be
if it wasn't for 12. Sonia, we would be a multiple of 12.
We have to keep it in multiples of 12.
Well, that's Sonia's fault.
At the very least. How the fuck do you sign up to something and you go, wrong person, please remove me?
I think that's the whole point of double opt-in, because people chuck the wrong email addresses in and, spammers go through forms and fill them in. And in Sonia's defense, she's done the right thing and replied and said, no, I don't want to be on this list. But she didn't realize that if she doesn't reply, she's not on the list anyway.
Fair enough.
But that's okay. Yeah. So one more subscriber. Sorry, I interrupted you. How do you subscribe to the mailing list? We'll get them.
Oh, you go to bostonthebrewer.com and you fill out the thingo that just says subscribe.
And what are you going to get if you subscribe?
Nothing.
Correct. All right. Next question. You might know this if you've checked out our YouTube, or you might be close. Number of YouTube subscribers.
Oh, actually, I think that's probably going to be a multiple of 12 as well. Look, YouTube's a funny one. I reckon we're probably in the mid-20s, I think.
45.
Get out.
Yeah. Because remember early on you shared it with your YouTube. I don't really do YouTube, but
with my YouTube channel, yes.
And I think we got a bunch of subscribers via that.
Once you get to 100 subscribers, it starts to accelerate. So if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, have you claimed your domain thing for YouTube channel?
Yeah.
You need 100 subscribers to do that, actually.
I guess I haven't then.
So we need 100 subscribers on YouTube. So go to YouTube, search Boston the Brewer.
Send it.
Subscribe.
Yes, and it's up on bostonthebrewer.com as well. You can click on it. But
some people just listen to the YouTube instead of like in the car, instead of just downloading the podcast. They just have it on their YouTube subscriptions and still listen to it in the car.
But it's a video, right?
No, not necessarily. So you want to know something weird?
Oh, sure.
I pay for YouTube Premium.
Now that I can get around. YouTube Red, is it still called that or no?
No, it's still called YouTube Premium now.
Yeah, YouTube Red because that sounds like a porn site.
It does. And so, you know how they pester you all the time to subscribe, you know, to subscribe and they put lots of ads on. I watch a lot of YouTube.
And the benefit is that you don't have to have YouTube open and play it, right?
Well, no, the benefit is you don't get any more ads.
No, yeah, and the ads.
Right. Yeah. And secondly, it includes YouTube Music, right? So I had a Spotify subscription and I was paying $12.99 or whatever a month for that. And it's only $15.99, I think it is, for YouTube Premium. And so basically I went, there's apps out there that'll take all your playlists and stuff and go take it from Spotify and bring it into YouTube Music.
That's cool.
And all of a sudden, the same music's on there. And all of a sudden, you've got music and you've got YouTube without ads for $4 a month extra. And it's great.
But you've also got the audio thing, right? Where you don't have to have the app open.
That's right. Yeah. So, but the thing is that when you have YouTube Music, it'll play videos if you want to play videos, but it'll go to audio if you would just want to play the album, for instance, you know. So
interesting.
So some people
Spotify and YouTube are really up against each other right now.
Yeah,
because Spotify does that with video and music. Like you watch Joe Rogan on Spotify, you can watch the video and then you can get in the car and drive and just play the audio.
Yeah, no, yeah, it sounds like the same thing. But doesn't, like, YouTube Music doesn't do podcast built in, but there's the Google Podcast app. So,
but our podcast is on YouTube, and so is lots of other podcasts.
It's on Google Podcasts as well.
Yes,
I've got the Google Podcast app.
But yeah, the other thing I was listening to This Week in Startups, which is a podcast. It's probably the podcast I've listened to for the longest and still listen to, like, however long it's been going for, at least 10 years. And what he's doing now is a live stream on YouTube, collab with another YouTuber, or even an interview with someone, and then he can answer questions live. Basically what we tried to do in the first episode that just didn't really work with Instagram. But then when you publish on YouTube, and then I guess you can take the audio file and publish it as your podcast.
Yeah.
So you're kind of killing two birds. So you're doing the live thing, you're doing the YouTube video thing, and the audio at the same time.
Yeah, we can do this. We can do that in Zoom, mate. It does that.
Well, with the bridging thing you had going on there?
Yeah, you can bridge it, and then we can bridge it over into the Facebook group at the same time as well, if you like.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of content for our poor 12 Facebook group members. On that topic, that's my next question. No, sorry. The next one is views on YouTube per episode, average.
How many YouTube subscribers do we have again?
45.
I would say that we might have more viewers per video episode.
You'd hope so.
Than we actually have than subscribers, because people would stumble on it and start listening.
You'd hope
In fact, on my YouTube channel, about 80% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed.
Right, but yours has been going. You've been putting work into that for a long time.
Yeah, sporadically.
Yeah, but you're coming up in those searches, and you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help out here. I don't want you to go too high.
I would probably say it's in parity with the number of subscribers. So 30. 49.
30.
Oh.
Average.
That's sad.
It's a bit sad. I don't know.
So not every subscriber watches every episode.
Well, your
name and shame YouTube.
Your idea of the RedTube YouTube porn concept, I don't think anyone else has got that service. I've never met anyone who pays for YouTube.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm a weirdo, but it works for me.
No, I'm not saying you're weird. I'm just saying, like, out of the 45 people who are subscribed, I'm guessing, well, I don't know what goes through their head, but I'm guessing they're not on the premium version. I actually met one. I met Paul Metcalf, who I didn't meet him. I know him. I saw him at the Brisbane birthday, and he said he watches our podcast on YouTube. And I actually, when people say that to me, I kind of feel bad for them, because, like, not only are they listening to us, they're literally looking at this. Like, what else are they doing?
They can see the Lexicon half. I can paint on my t-shirt.
But what else can they see? It's all the same. It's the whole time. All they can see is my moustache and your Lexicon.
You should buy, like, a bloody green screen background and do a background.
But it would still be the same.
What do you mean?
Well, for the entire episode, like, are they sitting there staring at the screen?
But you can make a video background, virtual background now.
I don't know. I just don't know if I support watching this on YouTube. But anyway, I'm grateful that people do it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. If you're watching on YouTube, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. I'll get to that because I did discover something while searching for these statistics, and I'll come to that soon.
Really?
Next one is YouTube views, which is
total for the channel.
Total, yeah.
Couple of thousand.
Oh, Jesus, Endo. Fuck. 30 per episode, and it's been a slow
9 episodes.
build.
Oh, a couple of probably.
I'll give you a what's the word when you get another chance? Mulligan.
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 Yeah, mulligan.
Yeah.
300.
190.
That makes no sense. That means some of our videos are doing better than others.
Well, it does, but also we haven't promoted the YouTube at all. And like for the first 5 or 6, no one was watching it. I was just uploading it because whatever, I may as well.
You know what you need to do? You need to look at the stats. YouTube stats are fascinating.
No, I did. That's it. Where how do you think
you can go into individual videos, and you can actually see where people drop off.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, I think people drop off as soon as you start talking about Lexicon.
No, they don't. Our true fans love Lexicon.
Our 12 true fans love Lexicon. That's true. All right. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do that right now, but I did delve into the analytics area, and what I found in there was that there's a comment section.
Right.
And it didn't cross my mind to check the videos for comments because I just assumed no one was watching and there wouldn't be any. But much to my surprise, there was a comment.
We have comments?
Oh, there was.
Just
now,
one?
The next question, well, that's up to you to tell me. Total number of comments across our videos.
1.
6.
Have you answered? Have you replied?
Sure didn't. But
that's good for you. You got to. Okay, so here's another YouTube tip from the pros, right? So whenever someone comments on the video, hit the little heart button. Right? Whatever they say, hit the heart button.
I did that. Well, I did that when I saw it today because it's the first time I saw it. I put the thumbs up. Oh no, I didn't do the heart.
No, not the like. No, the heart button.
Shit. Okay, I'm redoing it right now. Oh, heart. And it puts up our little logo when you do heart.
Yeah, that's right. So hit the heart button, and then also reply.
Can I just put K? Like okay.
Sure, whatever. Just engage in the conversation, and what happens is the algorithm bumps us up, so we might get more viewers. All you got to do is smash that heart button.
Just wait. I'm fucking doing it right now. I'm algoing the shit out of our YouTube. Okay. I just hearted and liked every single comment, and I put K as a response.
That's perfect. Don't like and heart, just heart.
Well, should I unlike
otherwise Google thinks you're spamming.
Should I unlike everyone then?
No, just from now on, just heart.
From now on. Okay. All right. Well, now the second version of that question. So it was 6 total comments. How many comments if you don't include Ryan Fullerton? Who's one of the 12?
How many comments without Ryan Fullerton?
Correct.
1.
2. Should I go through the comments now, or maybe just screenshot it for the group, or?
Yeah, chuck them up on the group, man.
Yeah. Okay. There's some good.
Is there a funny one? Any funny ones?
Oh well, I did actually put one of the comments in the group just before the episode started because it was about painting, so you could see that. But this is a funny one. Ryan Fullerton, 11 days ago. I promise I tried to only leave one comment. And it goes on.
And he's left 4 of the 6 comments.
Correct. He's our one true fan on YouTube, and he got carried away, but that's good.
Okay.
He's one of the 12. Okay. I replied to all of them with K, so that's good. All right. I think I got one more left. How much money have we made from the podcast?
Oh, I know the answer to this one.
I can't even ask that. Okay. What's the answer?
How much money from the YouTube channel? How much money from podcasts?
Across the board. Oh, the whole thing.
That's going to be a big fat donut, my dude.
Correct. That is correct. I wrote down here
because I know you're not going to make any money on YouTube until you got 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time.
Yeah. Big fat zero.
Mm.
You got that right. The other guesses were pretty close too.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Thanks, man.
All right. How long have we been going for? About
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Do you want news or fan questions?
Give me some news, man.
All right. There's not a lot that really excited me this week, but I know we talked about this. Well, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe we talked about the restaurant takeaway thing. So that's come up again. We sort of talked about it like it was a win for craft beer, because I think the messaging at the time was it was looking good that the new rules that came in during COVID that allow takeaways at restaurants that included craft beer would stick around for a while. And it looks like it's turned out that they will stick around, but only if you buy a bottle of wine, not if you buy a 4-pack of beer.
Sure.
So I don't know. What do you think? I mean, at the time when we talked about it, I thought it doesn't matter. No one's buying 4 packs of beer from restaurants, but you thought it was a big deal. So is it a hit?
Oh, look. It's still no beer, isn't it? Nothing's changed there, eh?
No beer? No.
It's still shit then.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
So do you think, see, it's not good. I mean, from their point of view, you've paid a lot of money for a hotel license, and then you've got a bottle shop license with that.
Sure.
It's kind of like when Uber comes out and the taxi companies get really angry because Uber just pays nothing for these licenses and does exactly the same thing.
Well, that's true. But we also in Queensland have a fundamentally flawed system of bottle shops.
Yeah.
Is that you can't have it. There's no such thing as a bottle shop license. If you want to have a bottle shop, you have to be attached to a commercial hotel license.
Which is the same as a taxi though, right?
Well, exactly, yeah. So every commercial hotel license has up to 3 satellite bottle shops within, I think it's 5 kilometre radius as the crow flies. Yeah. Whereas if you're in Victoria, you can anyone can go and apply for a bottle shop license. You don't need to be attached to a hotel.
Yeah. And in Queensland, the Hotels Association obviously
they don't want to change. They definitely don't want to change that status quo.
They don't want to change that. Yeah.
They do not want to change that status quo.
So do you think it would actually change that much? Like, people aren't going to go to restaurants to get take. I mean, I suppose restaurants could just turn themselves into bottle shops. Is that the fear? Like this also existed when they did the artisanal license. They were sort of saying you could have someone else's beer on tap, and it was sort of negotiations around whether you could take it away. But like, if you go into other states, like I've been to breweries in Melbourne that can serve, or even in our case, we've got one location that can only serve our product and one that can serve wine and spirits and stuff as well. In our case, like we sell fuck all wine at Black Ops Brisbane. Like people are going there for beer.
Yeah.
So the question is, are people going to use the laws to take the piss?
I don't think they're going to take the piss. I think the Queensland Hotels Association just want to make sure that if you buy any takeaway alcohol, it's through one of their members. End of story.
But not wine.
They have to be seen to be giving some sort of concession.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it's, I don't know enough about it, but is it that they just know people are not going to go to a restaurant to buy wine, so it doesn't matter, or it's a small part of their business?
I think they think the price point of a bottle of wine from a restaurant's going to be like $40 or $50. And they're thinking, well, that's $40 or $50. That's way more expensive than the fucking $12 bottle of wines that we sell. Yeah. People are crazy to pay those prices. Whereas no one, they would probably, the Hotels Association is probably thinking, well, if they're going to sell a 6-pack of beer or 4-pack of beer for $25, $30, that's pretty price comparable to us. Therefore, that's competition. Therefore, no.
Yeah.
Kibosh it.
See, I understand a bit of that. I sort of understand that.
I get it as well. They're just trying to protect their interests and that sort of thing. I don't really have, I get where they're coming from. I don't agree with it, but I totally get where they're coming from.
Yeah. But I think it's similar to like with the like breweries up until this point. It's basically been, at least in Queensland, it's been like this producer wholesaler thing, right? So every brewery, at least until we started, that I can think of, had a producer wholesale license, and the only way you could do it is to have like a manufacturer's shop where you make the beer and you sell the beer you make. So this license,
well, here in Queensland, we could actually do with some parity around what brewers can do and what winemakers can do. Because if you're a winery in Queensland, you can actually have up to 3 satellite cellar doors for $80 a pop a year.
Yeah, but you also
that could be a bottle shop, that could be a wine bar.
There's quite a few restrictions with wineries, though, I think, with the cellar door license too. Like some wineries you go to, like, are really reluctant to serve you a whole glass of wine. And I know with the breweries, like when we started, there was a lot of fighting with council around what is a cellar door, what is a manufacturer's shop, because it's all about tasting. Everyone knows what wine tasting is, but to me, when you go to a brewery, the whole thing, you have to have a whole beer. It's not, you can't. Yes. I like the tasting paddle, that's great, but you got to sit down and have a beer to experience what a brewery is. And when we started, we had a fight with council about tasters. I know when Stone and Wood in Byron Bay opened up, only not that long ago, only a couple of years ago. I don't know what the truth was around that, but I know the messaging was they couldn't serve. I think they said at the time they couldn't serve they didn't want to serve full schooners because it would impact their business with other customers.
That's right.
But they do now. So I don't know if that was
Young Henry's tap room had the same thing.
Yep, same.
They were limited to 100 mil serves.
Yes. Yeah. So I think and then with the artisanal thing, it's the same thing. It's like they want you to be an actual artisanal producer that's getting legitimate, genuine customers in there to try your product. But I've already noticed there's breweries opening up that are bars. They're bars.
Sure.
And I understand when they come up with these rules that they're coming up with them from the point of view of people are going to take the piss out of this. So they need to be careful of that.
I get it.
So yeah, I think clearer rules would make sense, but across the board, breweries, bottle
just
shops,
some parity, I think, be good.
Yeah,
pretty simple.
But I don't think it's even parity. Like wineries are just as confused as breweries are, I think, in Queensland.
We should get Russell Steele on. Oh my God, that would just go for hours, that show.
Oh, it would, yeah. He would get angry. We could get him angry. We could do.
He doesn't get angry.
We could get him.
He doesn't have a temper, but he goes into like a bit of a because he knows liquor licensing here. He knows it fucking inside out, right? Yeah. And he's not stupid. But he can just talk about the minutiae of liquor licensing law and this and that, and not. It's just like, for me, it's like whew, over my head. I'm just
do you reckon our 12 listeners would like? Well, we'll see him on Thursday.
We'll see him tomorrow night. Yep.
We'll ask him if he wants.
We'll ask him.
Do our 12 listeners want this? I mean, they're all brewers, as far as I can tell.
Well, let's see. If you want to see Rusty, let us know on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
We'd be,
wrong answers only.
If you don't, speaking of wrong answers only, I've been approving new members to the group.
I wondered who was doing. Oh wow, fuck! I forgot my other question. Wait,
what was?
I did not include this question.
What?
Well, the other question I totally forgot to put in here was, well, you're obviously going to know the answer to this question because I didn't know who was doing this, but the question was how many members are in our Facebook group?
Oh,
don't look at it. Yeah,
no, I'm not. I'm looking at this thing here. 60 something.
52 when I checked.
Yeah, great. Good.
That's amazing. Have you approved all of those? Because I haven't had anything to do.
Yeah, I'm looking after that for you. That's my contribution to the podcast. So we're getting lots of. So I actually get to see all the funny answers to the membership question.
Yeah.
So basically, the question is, who are the hosts of the Boss of the Brewer? Wrong answers only. And I had some crackers, and I screenshotted this one today. And it said the answer is a young entrepreneur type guy and a spreadsheet brewer.
Oh, who's who?
Well, you're the brewer.
Okay, all right. Jeez, sorry.
Spreadsheet brewer. I don't know. You do you, mate.
All right. That's good. Who was that? Who was that coming from?
Dave Clawton.
Nice. Good on you, Dave.
Welcome, Dave.
We shouldn't be joking about this. We got some fucking good listeners, don't we?
Of course, we got the A team.
We got the cream of the crop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on from takeaways because whatever. Next up, we've got. Can I get another beer or is this gonna...
Yeah, where you go?
All right, you talk about Lexicon for 30 seconds. I'll be back.
Yeah. Mm. I've got a. What do we got here? I love these topics that are coming up. Anyway, so as you can see on my shirt here, if you're watching on YouTube, there's some splashes of Lexicon half on my shirt here. I don't know how I actually did that. There's actually some on the Beastie Boys, though. Oh, some on my neck too. Just, it's everywhere at the moment. I'm pretty sure if I wash my clothes, then there'll be fucking Lexicon paint in there. Welcome back, Dan.
I just heard Lexicon. I was just thinking that the only episode I had to edit was the other one the other night when my kid came in and the other kid was vomiting behind the scenes. I don't know if our listeners know that or if I mentioned that, but and the fly was fucking buzzing around and I edited the shit out of that. So hopefully you talking right then was enough so I don't have to edit it because I don't even normally listen to them.
It's fine. You're fine, mate.
So anyway, this is my beer. I had a few options, but I'm going to go with the Afterburner because this is our
such a good beer.
Oh, good.
Such a good beer.
Well, you guys got to try it before I did. A sneaky one coming into the system.
I'm in the know. I mean, you got to know the right people in the industry, Dan.
I know the boss gets special treatment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh man. Fuck. That's nice looking.
That's well and truly fucked your no hop November, mate.
It's over. I said it at the start. Fuck no hop November. If we're still going next year, we should do it again. We'll do it together.
Yeah, you reckon you'll make it 3 days instead of 2? Or
no? I reckon I'll fuck it up just as badly, but it'll be fun.
Grodzitsky.
Yep.
Have you spoken to Govs yet?
I have not. But some of the comments on the YouTube were about that.
What's that?
Grodzitsky.
Yeah,
one was from Ryan Fullerton. Should I read it out?
Yes.
It says, fuck yeah, love a Grodzitsky. And then in capitals, do it, Dan, exclamation point.
I've never fucking had one.
Okay.
So the first one that we should have is the one we make.
All right. And what do you think of my name?
Let's book it in for January.
Name suggestion for it.
What's that?
My name suggestion for the beer was
what was the name?
Needs more dry hop. That was the name. You like that?
Yes. Oh dear.
All right.
What about a dry hopped Grodzitsky? Oh no, that's disgusting.
We can do anything. We're making it happen here.
Smoked IPAs are just a big no, eh?
All right, next news item here. Yeah, I didn't even read this, so I probably shouldn't read it out. But no, you know what? I'll go to this one. Crafty Pint, who owns your beer? Did you see this one?
Yes, I did. That's actually a really good infographic. Have you clicked the link there, mate?
I did. I've got it up in front of me right now.
It's
an animated infographic.
Yes, it is. So it basically tells you which brands are owned by Asahi/CUB, and that includes all of the non-beer brands like Vodka Cruiser and Woodstock Bourbon and Lipton Iced Tea and Pepsi. What?
They own a lot of shit, don't they?
Kirin, which owns Lion, which therefore owns James Squire, Little Creatures, White Rabbit, Kosciuszko, Stoner Wood Fixation, Two Birds, Forest for the Trees, Umundi, all that sort of thing. Endeavour Group, that's a fucking episode in itself, mate. Talk about supermarket beer brands like Zitho Brewing, Sail and Anchor, John Boston, Hopmosphere and Mind Harvest, Golden Pipes Brewing. What the fuck?
Hopmosphere looks pretty legit as far as, because most of these like supermarket brands look pretty like, nah. But that one looks pretty legit.
Have you ever bought them?
No.
We should buy some of them and have them on the show.
I've had this one. Is that the pink one there, Culture House. Is that because when we went down to Mornington, we did a trip down to Mornington, a couple of years ago now. We went to the Mornington Brewery like after they'd sold to Tribe, I think, and we went down and visited, and we thought, oh, it'd be cool to visit them. And all they were brewing was this shit.
It's a raspberry Berliner
Raspberry
Weiss.
Pilsner or something. Yeah, sorry, raspberry Berliner Weiss.
Well, they won't be making it at Mornington anymore. That'll be made up at Tribe.
Well, they don't own that brewery anymore. Hop Nation owns it now.
The brewery, yes, is the equipment,
Correct.
yeah, but Mornington Petition's owned by Tribes, therefore it'll be made up in Goulburn. So Fresh Tracks Brewing Co. Pristine Lager. That's an interesting one. What have we got? Coles owns Steam Rail, Tinnies, and Lorry Boys. Coca-Cola Amatil, which I think now is Coca-Cola Europe, who owns Feral and Yenda.
And they're trying to sell.
Last
Feral.
time
Does that
we
mean
saw
they're
a
trying to
fucking
sell Yenda as well?
last time we saw a Yenda beer.
A long time. I remember when
Anyway.
they came out Yenda Pack Ale or whatever it was, or
And
whatever.
Arvo, you remember Arvo?
I had it at the surf club when they didn't have anything else, and I was like, it's okay.
And then it goes, oh, this is interesting. Then it dives into indie families. So you've got Mighty Craft, which is K Booch, Kangaroo Island Spirits, Rogan's. Oh, here we go. The brewers: Source, Jetty Road, Slipstream, Spark, Foghorn, Ballistic, and Mismatch. Then you've got Good Drinks, which is
They only
WA.
have they increased their stake in Ballistic? Wasn't it only like 15% or something?
Slipstream.
No, they own all of Slipstream, I think, but don't they only own like 15, 20% of
10.
Ballistic?
10, I think it is.
Well, don't include that if you're saying if they own the whole thing, if it's a 10% investment.
Yeah.
I got a few problems with this thing, Hendo. I'll be honest.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, you continue, and then I'll.
So then you got Good Drinks, which is Gage Road. So you've got Gage Road's Albi Atomic Beer Project, Hello Sunshine, and Matzo's. And then you've got Tribe, which is Stockade. They do PBR, Mornington Peninsula, and Wild Beer. And Bickford's owns Hobo Brewing, Fox Hat, and Vale.
Hobo Brewing, okay.
They were out and about for a little while. I haven't seen much of them up here in Queensland lately.
No, they also own Bentley Rum, don't they, Bigford's?
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
What is the point of this thing? Answer me that.
Well,
I'll ask you this. You drink a fair bit of craft beer, right?
Oh, I've been known to. Yeah.
You've been known to. So out of all the craft beer you drink, let's say, I don't know, in the last 3 months, you probably had 100 different. Let's say ones you've bought, ones you've sampled, you probably had, I don't know, 30 different breweries, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How many of those are listed on here?
Not many.
But
I think that's the point. Of
who is this for? Who is this for then?
It's aimed at end consumers, mate, to tell them who owns, what we have in Australia is like an illusion of choice. Right? So you go into a Dan Murphy's and you see all these different brands of beer, but most of the time they're only owned by 2 companies, which is Lion or CUB for the most part. 90% of them.
Well, where are the other brands?
Hey,
where are the other brands?
That's exactly the point. Where are the other brands? Where are the independents? So this basically tells you, for an end consumer who may not know that for example, that Little Creatures is owned by Lion, same people who make Forex, it kind of, brings that to light.
But at the same time, why don't you bring to light let's say the top 10 breweries that aren't owned by Lion, Nathan, on this thing?
That's a good point.
Why don't you have Brick Lane and Young Henry's and Hop Nation and whoever else who is actually independent, who's not owned by any of these players? Because you go through this and you're like, oh yeah, that's good. I know who that is. That's cool. These are all.
To be fair, this is literally a page that should be on the IBA website that the IBA should be promoting.
No, I don't want to be a hater. I fucking love what they do at Crafty. Pint. I know I don't want to be negative, but
it's not bad being a hater. It's great end consumer education.
But it's just educating consumers on, you scroll through something like this. It's very beautiful. I love what they've done. It looks awesome. You're recognizing all these brands, like, oh yeah, cool, that person that owns that. But there's absolutely no, like if it's on the IBA website, you would have to think, and you'd have to think at some point there would be a celebration of brands that aren't owned by these conglomerates.
Yeah, for sure. But then you should also have like a page where you can like search for your brand and it pulls up who owns it or whether it's independent.
Yeah, but at that point, I mean, it's too hard, isn't it?
This page is pretty fancy. I reckon that was pretty hard to put together. Look at these animations and shit.
I know it is. I know. I just think a bit of.
I think my WordPress skills are pretty good, but not this good.
I know, but I'm just saying a bit of love for the ones that aren't part of these.
Oh, Kieran is owned by Mitsubishi. Did you know that?
I only know that because Marsden mentioned that on our episode.
Yeah,
on the most popular episode we've ever done.
Mitsubishi.
Yes. Okay. Well, listeners, all 12 of you, go and have a look. Man, when I looked at this, I went past that first one. I'm like, holy shit! Asahi CUB owns some good brands, don't they? Look at those craft beer brands. Four Pines, Bolter, Green Beacon, Mountain Goat, Pirate Life, Matilda Bay, Yak, Cricketer's Arms. Pretty impressive portfolio.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. And even Lion, like look at the Lion one, like New Belgium,
Iron Jack,
Little Creatures, White Rabbit, all the Stone and Wood brands.
Yeah, and White Claw.
Byron Bay Brewery. Yeah, White Claw, yeah.
You'd probably add it was Bell's. There was Bell's that sold? Yeah, it sold. Yeah, Bell's sold last week. So.
That's true. That was owned by Lion too. I don't actually have you heard of them? I know nothing about them.
They're missing Magic Rock is owned by Lion as well.
Don't know them either.
Yeah, Magic Rock out of the UK. I did a collab with Stu from Magic Rock back in 2015 or something.
Oh, nice.
When they were independent. Did a beer called Salt Dick IPA.
Oh, I had that.
I
actually remember very specifically when I drank that beer because I worked at a co-working space, which I think I've probably mentioned on here before because it was when the very first Black Ops beer was poured at my work. We had a kegerator with me and Lukey from Currumbin. And we had a pitch night that night. And it was like all the startup crew came around and our local councillor came down and me and Lukey, we just sent it. We sent it with the beers. And Lukey brought along Salt Dick IPA. So we went out for a couple of beers. We came back to this pitch event where all these business people and local councillor, shout out to Glenn Tozer, if you're listening, if you're one of the 12. And Lukey brought out Salt Dick IPA and we drank it and it was delicious. And we had a bit of fun with the name, being maybe a little bit inappropriate at a formal event.
You know how it got its name though?
Yeah, well, I remember reading it and I know it wasn't inappropriate, but we still had a bit of fun.
It's
anyway,
actually
Glenn Tozer at that time, I met him for the first time out that local councillor, and I went up to him and I said, "I'm blown away. Like you're so handsome and young and good looking. Like I can't believe you're the local councillor. It blows my mind." And he thought I was weird, and we've struck up a friendship, and he's been amazing. Eventually, introduced us to the mayor, who came to Black Ops and delivered us a street sign that says Black Ops Court.
You've got a street named after?
Well, it's not an actual street. We've got the sign. We're going to put it up at Black Ops. We haven't gotten around to it, but yeah,
that's awesome.
I owe a lot of the confidence I got to go talk to the local councillor to Salt Dick IPA. So continue your story.
I don't know how I can top that one. That was a funny one because I think so. I got a mate who lives in Huddersfield, where Magic Rock are from, right? And he used to live in Perth when I was living in Perth, and that sort of thing. Shout out to Daz. And
Daz one of the 12?
No, I don't think so.
No.
And so like basically my mate Daryl, when he was living in Perth, he's from Huddersfield, right? So Englishman. When he was living in Perth, he would always profess to being English, and when he moved back to England, he always professed to being Australian. So the guy couldn't make up his fucking mind as whether he wanted to be Australian or a Pom, right? And so I think one of our mutual friends ended up saying to him, "Geez, mate, you don't know what you want. You got 1 foot in Australia and 1 foot in England and your dick's hanging in the Indian Ocean, you're a salt dick.
Wow.
That's how the beer got its name.
It must have
but probably because of that, and because Stu was from England and I was from Australia, and our collective dicks were hanging in the Indian Ocean. So
he must have a heavy piece on him.
Did you have a look at the label?
Okay, right. I didn't think it had anything.
Have a look at the label. It's a dead set giveaway. Like, it's full, pretty much. Are you being served level double entendre going on there?
Wow. I thought it was something really innocent. Like, it had something to do with salt plains and some.
No, it's about dicks hanging in the ocean.
Couldn't do that these days, mate.
No.
Probably for good reason. That's very inappropriate. I take back everything I said about that.
Well, we could do different shit in 2015. So
no, it was a good beer. Speaking of which, I just had an idea of what you should have called the collab with Revel.
What?
You should have called it Cult IPA.
This one?
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't own it. I don't own Brew Cult anymore.
Yeah, but Cult.
Don't own. No, don't own. And also, Brewdog's done Cult Lager.
Oh. Okay. Well, it sounds like cold IPA and it's Cult, and that was my.
Yeah, no, I literally can't do that because I don't own it anymore.
You said Cult.
No,
you can't not own.
Too close.
Too close. Make a beer called Cult IPA.
Time out.
Okay. Right, forget about my idea.
Shut up! Don't get me in trouble.
All right. The only other news item I have here is the Indies tomorrow night.
Hey, I'm so looking forward to this. Do you know what I'm looking forward to most about tomorrow night?
Getting a lot of love from the 12, I think.
No, seeing you and your crew there, because I know you've got a pub crawl starting at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then you're rocking up there for 7 p.m.
Just the production team.
Yep.
Yeah. So there'll be about 30 Black Ops staff members there.
I know. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I'm making them all read the code of conduct before the trip starts.
Is that going to work?
Yeah. Well, you got to do your best. They're a good crew. We got a fucking awesome team of people. So I think that'll be good, and it'd be good to catch up with old friends.
Yes.
I'm going to come up tomorrow night because I'm not part of production because I'm not wearing the flannel tomorrow. I'll let them do their thing, but I'll come up.
Wear the flannel.
No, I mean, I'll wear it.
What if you win something? Who's going to collect the award?
The people who make the beer, maybe. I don't know.
Just put the flannel and then you be the person who makes the beer.
Okay, all right. I will.
Bring the flannel.
All right, I will wear the flannel so we can get a photo. What are you going to wear? You going to wear some Boston Brewer related attire, or
we don't have any merch
going on?
We need merch.
No, fuck. You know what we should do?
What?
Talk to Thirsty
Beer
Merchants.
teas. Yeah.
Get them to do something for us.
Yeah.
What would we do? Lexicon.
Probably something Lexicon related.
Yeah.
Paint or die.
Okay. All right. Let's keep the brainstorming going.
If you've got any t-shirt ideas, let us know in the merch ideas. Let us know at the Facebook group.
Yeah,
love to hear from you.
That'd be good.
So anyway, I'm totally looking forward to the Indies tomorrow night because I genuinely love the when the industry gets some recognition and the awards are handed out and that sort of thing. The judging was all done up here in Queensland this year because of COVID and that sort of thing. And I'm really hopeful that breweries from all over Australia do well because it was such a effort to put that competition together. And kudos to the IBA for pulling it off. Managing to get a decent enough judging panel based out of Queensland who and also Joss Erickson for sort of being head steward,
who's a member of our Facebook group, by the way. Just shout out to Joss.
For being the head steward, taking guidance from Tina Panoutzis, who was the head judge based in Melbourne in lockdown on Zoom during the judging, all of the scores being collated out of Melbourne. There was the first full internet competition. And I think and I think that we're going to see some really good some really good beers, win some accolades tomorrow, and kudos to those who do well. The other thing I'm really looking forward to as well is the Froth Rookies, the TAFE breweries entered.
Oh, yeah.
We entered 4 beers. We entered the IPA, the lager, the best bitter, and the dark ale. And so, we won a silver for the pale ale at the Royal Queensland show.
Nice.
I think for these guys, the IPA was the very first brew from the current full-time set of students. And I really hope that at least gets a bronze or something like that at the very least.
Is that just the IPA category or?
I think we entered as international style pale ale or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just students learning. I hope they just get some recognition. I think it's a good start to their career. And that's
if students at the course could get a bronze medal, that's pretty sick. I remember when I got we got our first bronze medal and we're like, this is epic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that would be totally good enough. And I hope they do well. And if not, great. We get some feedback and we take it back to them and we go, right, well, let's just make our beer better.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of it. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Awesome. Well, good luck with that. I forgot to mention the other night, we did the launch at Zapickle and we were hanging out with a guy there whose name escapes me because I'm useless with names, but he looked a little bit like Raylo. And he works at the place that sells your beer. And we were talking about that.
Talking to Matt Wolf.
Sure.
Yeah, you're talking to Matty Wolf. But he works at Cannon Hill Cellars.
Yep, that's the guy.
Yes, because he sent me the photo on private message saying that you fucked up No Hop November. I knew before you knew that you fucked up No Hop November.
Thanks, Matty Wolf. Is he one of the 12? He must be.
Yeah, totally. The OG 12.
Nice. All right. Well, that was cool. And I almost considered leaving there and getting the ride back via there, but they were closed. It wasn't going to work, but
Yeah.
I want to try some of this beer. Maybe tomorrow night, if you guys win a trophy, they might be pouring it. Is that how it works?
How many beers did you enter?
We didn't get too carried away with this time around. Maybe I don't actually remember exactly how many. Maybe 6 or 7.
Well, good luck, man.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah, we've never won a trophy at the Indies, so that would be nice. We've got.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we've won. We've got a couple of golds, but we've never done particularly well at the Indies. We were only a member of the Indies for the last 2 years, but before that, we weren't members. Well, 3 years.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I did. We were new to the industry. I didn't really understand the whole thing. I was like, why would you be a member of this thing? But yeah, we joined up and we've been supporters.
Good on you.
Hopefully we go all right.
Good luck.
See how we go. All right. Fan question. You got time for 2 fan questions?
Yeah,
both from the same person.
Really?
Yeah. You might know this guy, Luke Tubby Cooper. Right. And the only reason I've got these in here, well, there's a few reasons. One is because good on you, Luke, for being part of the 12. But these came through an email. They went into a different folder and I didn't see them until now. And they're from 8 days ago. So we could have done them last week, but we didn't.
Can I get a third beer out?
Oh, do it, dude. I've
got this one. Look at this.
Oh, shit. Insurgent. Oh, I really like that beer, but give me your review.
I've never had... I'm going to be straight up with you. This was given to me today. I've never had an AWOL beer.
Okay. Well, you tell me what you
never ever had an AWOL beer. So into my dirty glass it goes. And let's see how we go here. Nice colour, nice haze. Oh dear. Mate, that beer's infected.
Is it really?
Yeah.
With Brett?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Shit.
I just see you hauling Toshi into the office going, mate, we're going to talk about your beer quality, mate.
Wow. That's a review.
It's actually, yeah, I'm relieved it's infected.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's great. Fuck yeah. This Toshi did this?
Yeah, quite a while ago. If you have a look at the date on the bottom of that can.
Really? Oh, there we go.
What date are you working with there?
Packed 29th of March 2021. Oh, it's out of date.
Correct.
29th of September. That's fine.
Yep. Yeah, so when we started making AWOL beers, we kind of put them in there with the normal standards, and then with that particular beer, we kind of tasted it every month after 6 months, and like it changed, but it still tastes good.
It's
like
pretty good, mate.
Hop aroma, but the Brett kind of kept eating away at it and giving it a bit more complexity. Is it tasting pretty good? Like, be honest. No,
it's really good. There's not a lot of hop character going on, but I wouldn't expect there to be. But the thing is that because the Brett would still be alive and kicking.
Yeah.
The good thing is that live yeast will eat up, consume oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
So that if there was some oxygen pickup in packaging and that sort of thing, it's going to like fix it up and preserve it for a long time. And it's living, and it's really good. It's got a lot of complexity, a little bit of like citrus going on, but it's probably more yeast derived than it is from hops,
100%.
which I think's very pleasant.
Yeah. And it changed a lot. So if you tried that beer when we first brought it out,
you could sit on that,
hoppy and aromatic, but now it's just like kind of yeast driven.
Sit on it for a couple of years, I think would be okay.
Yeah, I like that beer.
Good work, mate.
All right, so we're going to do we're not going to do the best before anymore with beers like that. It's going to be more like packed on and then figure it out from there.
Yeah, best after.
Yeah. Well, no, but it was good. It was good early, so kind of had the hoppy thing going. Okay, all right, Tubby. Question number 1. With a lot of craft breweries now having a ginger beer in their range, however, not many of these are brewed from ginger. Why do you think the naming around ginger beer and how it's produced isn't as regulated as beer? I believe a lot of consumers would be disappointed if they knew their ginger beer was assembled and not brewed. Ooh. Oh, I like that.
I think I know the answer to this, actually. So I believe that in Food Standards Australia, ginger beer and ginger ale have a distinct meaning. Survey of alcohol survey. There we go. Well, there are. Where are you? There are some standards around. Oh, that's not it. Ginger beer versus ginger ale.
So when he's saying brewed from ginger, is he saying ginger?
No, he's saying fermented.
Right. There's no brewing that goes on, really, is there? If you've got.
That's the fermenting bit.
Assembled, yeah. Is he
just trying to find something there?
Is he saying if you make it, you should be brewing it with a grain of some sort, or if it's made with like a syrup, it should be called something different?
No, what he's saying, no. So what he's trying to say is that some alcoholic ginger beers on the market are basically just mixed in a tank. So you get some ginger and you get some water, you get some citric acid, you get some clouding agent, you get some sugar, you mix it together, carbonate it, and then you got ginger beer.
Yeah.
What he's saying is that it should be brewed, which means what he's saying is fermented. So actually making a ginger brew, adding yeast and fermenting it. That's what he's sort of saying.
So yeah, that's a fair point. But then if you go to like breweries that do kind of like the syrup thing without
most breweries do it as a RTD. They just mix up, ethanol and fucking sugar and ginger and preservative and call it a ginger beer. They're not doing anything wrong.
Well, if they're mixing ethanol, they're doing something wrong because they probably don't have a license.
Well, according to Tubby Cooper, it's assembled.
Yeah,
maybe it is.
If you're doing it with ethanol, you're not fermenting it.
Still ginger beer,
right? But you don't have a license to do it. If you're in Queensland, you've got a brewing license. You can't legally do that. You'd have to have a distilling license, wouldn't you?
Some sort of manufacturer's license.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do it your producer's license.
Hmm.
You can buy the ethanol from Manilcha piece of piece.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting one. That's a good point, though, isn't it? Because it's not as crafty as craft beer, is it? If you're just mixing shit together and
if you're a distiller and you did that, cool. If you're a brewer, that's where I think the issue sort of lies. If you're a brewer, it implies that every product that you make is brewed. But if it's just mixed, like take Brookvale Union, for instance, that's not brewed to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah.
That's just like an RTD that's just sort of mixed with ethanol and ginger and sugar and water and everything like that. But.
And what about seltzers?
Well, there are brewed seltzers, and then there is just mixed up seltzers.
Yeah.
Seltzer is an interesting one. Same goes for ginger beer as well, because if you actually make a brewed ginger beer or a brewed seltzer and provide you meet all the requirements that defines beer according to the ATO, then that could pass off as getting beer under beer excise instead of the RTD tax or spirits tax.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. I'm not fussed. To be fair, I'm not fussed either way. Whether a brewery chooses to make a ginger beer that's brewed or not, it doesn't. Consumers are just if they're buying a ginger beer, alcoholic ginger beer, they're buying it for flavour and effect.
Yeah,
they're buying it for flavour and effect, not that they give a fuck that it's brewed or not.
Yeah, that's fair. I get the point, though. I think we're kind of like a part of what we're doing is celebrating the fact that we're making the stuff.
Yeah, authenticity. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and that doesn't really fit into that. So I think that's a good point. All right, another question from a guy you might know is his name. He's got a first name and a surname, and he's got a nickname in between.
What is it?
Luke Tubby Cooper.
Fuck, I know that guy.
You know that guy, all right? Okay. Alcohol free. There seems to be a lot of chatter about terminology of these beers. Perhaps you could explain the difference between non-alcoholic and alcohol-free beers and the difference between malt beverage and beer. Malt beverage.
Yeah. I tried a malt beverage today. Got given one today.
I don't know what that is.
And it was like, basically, it tasted like, it was out of Africa. Okay. And so it was basically like carbonated wort.
Ew.
It tasted like carbonated Cooper's Kit.
Yeah, that sounds disgusting.
It was actually all right. It's like when I first tasted it, I went, oh, Cooper's Kit. And I went, Cooper's Kit. Okay. And yeah, I don't know. So there's a bit of an ulterior motive there, I think, in old mate
Seems
Luke's,
like yeah, he's angry.
I think he works for a non-alcoholic brewery, so
he works for Sober.
Yeah, who are in the process of building a brewery and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Look, there's a big definition there, between non-alcoholic. So non-alcoholic in Australia means less than 0.5% ABV. And alcohol-free means less than 0.05% ABV.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's confusing. I get why he's asking that question.
Yes.
Let's just have one definition.
Well, the thing is, right, is that there's a whole different bunch of things at play. You've got Food Standards Australia and like food claims that you can make. And the terms non-alcoholic and alcohol-free are two different food claims that mean different things. You've got excise laws because excise doesn't kick in for a beer until 1.15% ABV. So there is a distinct difference there. I don't know. That's really the difference between them.
What's malt beverage? What's that?
Oh, so basically, okay. So if you have a look at Sober, a can of Sober, it actually says...
Have you tried their beer?
No. Luke Tubby Cooper won't bloody give me any.
Why?
I don't know.
They've done well with their branding. I've seen them around. They get a lot of publicity.
I know. Bring some Sober in, Luke.
Oh, I think this is an opportunity for beer mail, isn't it?
That's a great idea. I'd totally have a non-alcoholic or alcohol-free beer.
Any of the 12, including Luke, who
send sober
or any alcohol-free or zero alcohol or whatever the other malt beverage is to us, we'll do it. Review live on air.
I've tried a few different. I've tried the Heineken 00. I don't know if you've tried that.
No, the only one I've ever tried is the one at Brewdog, mid-strength hoppy pale ale.
The Nanny State or whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So look, I think it's a thing. Okay. So malt beverage, right? So if you have a look at James Squire 00, it says malt beverage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which basically means it's carbonated wort, more or less.
Is it sweet?
Yeah, like wort.
It doesn't taste like beer at all.
Tastes like wort.
No.
Yeah. But if you have something like sober, they put on their label non-alcoholic or alcohol-free, non-alcoholic craft beer. They actually say the word beer, and that's the issue that Luke's getting at. Look, I think it's just, as far as, because the thing is that Luke's told me that sober is fermented, right? Again, this is his thing about.
But sober started at Pickled Pig, right?
Yeah, that's right. But yeah,
exactly. It's fermented, but it's not brewed.
It is fermented. Yes, it is fermented. And so I guess that's kind of what he's, sort of leaning towards there, is that, like, if it's not fermented, it's not brewed, and therefore it's just a mixed up thing in a liquid, and you carbonate it.
Right, but they started at a place that weren't brewing beer at all, so you can't be hating them. I mean, they're just pouring into a tank and fermenting it. That's not brewing, but they were happy to call it beer.
Yeah, that's right. We can't hate his own employer, can he?
I know. Well, you can't have it both ways.
That's how you get fucking fired.
I'm just saying. I'm saying you can't have it both ways.
I think that if you are going to be in the non-alcoholic, alcohol-free space, I think if you're going to do something that's mixed together and kind of tastes like a beer, good for you.
That's the difference, I think. It has to taste like a beer.
And if you happen to do something that's fermented and it tastes like a beer, and it's less than 0.5 or less than 0.5% alcohol, and you make it taste like a beer, good for you.
Agreed.
Because it's fucking hard to make either of those things either way. Yeah. And I was judging non-alcoholic beers and alcohol-free beers at the Indies, and there were some fucking crackers, absolute crackers.
Yeah.
That I went, man, if you didn't tell me this beer didn't have alcohol in it, I would have just drunk it going, this is a great beer. So, there's a real art to it. Art to it. If you can make a beer taste really good without alcohol, good, do it.
Yeah,
that's kind of where I stand on it.
That's
make
fair.
something that tastes good.
That's fair. The one I had at Brewdog was a while ago, but I was there with my partner at the time who wasn't drinking, and she got alcohol-free, whatever, mid-strength Nanny State or whatever it's called. I think they had like 3 different ones. And I was like, this is literally looks exactly like beer, basically tastes like low alcohol beer, like a light, but hoppy. I was pretty fucking impressed. I was kind of surprised. So if you can, like you said, if you can make it taste like beer, look like beer, call it alcohol-free beer or low alcohol beer. Malt beverage, though, get the fuck out of my face. That's bullshit.
I think that what he's referring to there is Lion, and Lion would have a whole bunch of lawyers and shit like that would be going, oh, you can't call it beer because technically there's no alcohol in it, so you can't call it beer. And if you put beer on it, then we can't put it in the supermarket, and you can't advertise it because you've got the word beer on it. So we have to call it malt beverage, which technically it is. So what's a malt beverage?
Okay.
Yeah, I think you could pretty well put your yeast that doesn't ferment very much in your non-alcoholic beer or low alcohol-free beer or whatever you want to do, and still call it a malt beverage, and you're still fine. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it raises issues around advertising and marketing. Is basically what it is. So,
all right, that's it, Hendo. We did well. I hope the 12 are happy. It was the drinking game would have been problematic tonight because we mentioned.
Well, notice how we haven't.
Lexicon a lot.
You notice how we haven't heard from Lee much on the Facebook group.
That's true. He's been very quiet
because he's been.
Is he dead?
Because he's hammered.
Okay.
He's been listening to the podcast. He's fucked.
I hope he's okay.
Looking forward to tomorrow, mate. It'll
mate.
be good to see you face to face. I haven't seen you face to face in bloody ages, mate.
It's been a while. I'll bring the flano and we'll get some selfies and we'll line up
and we'll shit
next
post.
week. We'll shit post. Sounds good. Cheers, Hendo.
Love your work, mate. See you next week.
Work too. See you tomorrow night.